Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out, which are typically around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Ready. Okay, today we're going to be talking about 5 ways that women make men miserable. These are going to be 5 ways that women don't think that they make men miserable. But these are the ways that I think that when you're around a woman, she'll drain all your energy.
Nigga, what?
That's why when a man becomes single, he gets all of his energy back and he's able to look at life differently. But when he's in a relationship, his energy is constantly being drained and making him miserable. Most guys that are married and get to the point of a marriage where they say happy wife, happy life, because they're too deep into the relationship to even try to change things. So they have to live with this misery every single day.
I'm drained. I'm completely drained.
First thing that I think a woman does is thinking that a man should be able to read her mind. These are the things that men don't understand at all, especially the mood swings. In a lot of cases, especially now, you may talk to a woman over the phone, and then when you guys get around each other face to face, she's in an entire different mood. She may be happy over the phone, but then when she gets around, in between that little bit of time, she gets around you and gets quiet and just starts showing emotion. That's what really drives a man crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about, but my gut says no.
It's when a woman doesn't even talk about how she's feeling. She's acting out how she's feeling. But the last verbal conversation that you and her had, she was in a good mood. This drains the soul and the energy of a man all day long, because women will continue to do this. And a man may fall up under this emotional swing for an entire week. She may be in a mood that pissed her off or made her mad that could have easily been fixed, but you just decided to play along with why she's feeling moody. And that's what really drains the soul of a man, is her mood swings from hot to cold.
I'm not depressed. I'm happy.
Cold to hot. Next, she refuses to respect him. Now, when I say respect, this is where I'm talking about women are constantly battling for dominancy. So you find yourself in a lot of debates. You find yourself arguing with her all the time because she's always trying to prove to you that she's right. She's trying to prove to you that she's knowledgeable. In a lot of cases, women only know top layer of things. They don't really know the details. So this will drain a man's energy, arguing with a know-it-all that knows nothing.
Yeah, it may be the only thing on which we agree.
When women refuse to respect men, they turn into a competitor. So they're always trying to compete with him. And this really drains a man's energy, because it takes him from liking and loving her to now in competition with her, and she becomes an internal enemy. Subconsciously, she becomes an enemy to her own husband over who's the most dominant one and who's right and who's wrong. During this debate, it drains the energy of a man, because a man just wants to love a woman, but she puts him in position to always think to out-strategize her. And that's how she refused to respect him, by always creating debate and competition. Next, when women don't want to have sex anymore. When a man's in a relationship and the wife gets to the point where she's never in the mood, but she never explains why she's not in the mood, but a man just can't go out and be with another woman. This drains a man's energy, because in a lot of cases, us men, we do need sex. You don't learn not to have sex until you're by yourself. It's where you learn to understand where you made your mistake at with always chasing sex. But when you're in a relationship, a man always feels like before he gets married, oh, when I get married, we're gonna always have sex 24 hours, 7 days a week, and life's gonna be dandy. It's not like that. When you get married and you get a long-term relationship, the sex stops, because she only needed to give you sex at the beginning in order to win you over. Once a woman wins you over and the sex has become repetitive, you as a man, you still need it. But she's not thinking that anymore because like I told you, most women that settle down are settling down with the plan B guy.
We love each other and we're good together.
Not the plan A. And that's the third reason why women will make a man miserable. Step 4, she's constantly trying to change you. Women are constantly trying to change a man. She's constantly, if you're a beta guy, she was always trying to get you to be an alpha male. She wants you to scream at her. She wants you to talk to her bad. She wants you to go out of character to be somebody else. And this is something that most women do in a relationship because they get bored with the guy that they're with. So they try to turn him into somebody exciting, or he may be somebody that's overly exciting, but her soul can't keep up anymore. So she's trying to tone him down for him to be at his weakest. Women are constantly trying to make a man into something he's really not. She's either trying to make him stronger than what he really is, or she's trying to find a way to weaken him. But she loves the constant trying to change him, but it drives a man miserable because a man sometimes starts feeling like the woman, like, what more do you want from me?
All that matters is knowing what you really want and going after it.
When men discover their personalities, they discover who they are. They have a tendency to be that person for the rest of their life. But a woman needs constant complexity. This is why they change their clothes to try to be a different character every day that they walk out the house. So they're expecting every day to go differently because they're expecting every day to be a better day than the day before because they're always walking around thinking negative. So when it comes to her man, she needs a man to constantly change with her mind, her clothes, and everything around her in order for her to be happy. See, there's a lot of guys that are gonna compromise with a woman to make her happy. But a lot of these guys aren't going to compromise to be her slave, to do exactly what she wants to be done.
You're so much better than this. Mostly your faces and momentary bliss.
A lot of beta guys will do enough to make her happy, but then a lot of beta guys won't go as deep as to being her slave. And that's what she's constantly trying to do, is to change you into being something that she can control. And this is what drains the soul of a man, trying to figure out what personality he wants her to be because he just wants to be himself. 5, expecting to give her something that you can't give.
I get what I want, and this winter break, I want.
See, when women look at these Instagram models and they look at other women relationships, they want their man or their husband to go out and do the same thing or maybe better. And there's a lot of wives out there that have a lot of mood swings with their husband and play a lot of games with their husbands and very angry with their husbands because her husband cannot provide or do the things that she's seen another woman getting from her husband. Women are constantly comparing themselves to other women. So the more they feel like another woman is getting ahead of them and they can't keep up, the angrier they get. So they start placing expectations on the relationship, expectations on her man that he cannot live up to, all because she's fantasizing about what another woman has, what another woman does, and what another woman is getting, and she's competing with an imaginary person. So she turns right back around and tries to put the pressure onto the man. A lot of women that are married are going to do this. The pressure will constantly be on the husband to get better. The pressure will constantly be on the husband to make more money, to get a bigger house, to look better than everybody else, especially if she's a socialite. If she's the type of woman that always has to be out, has a lot of friends, wants to be known as the girl at church, the girl at cheerleading practice, the team coach. If she's one of these women, she's constantly putting the pressure on her husband to provide and be things that he can't because she's competing with how society views and looks at her. She's not looking at the love in the relationship. She's looking at how people are perceiving her. So she's expecting her man to be something that he may not be. All because she's comparing herself to somebody online that she doesn't know. See, women attitudes, majority of the time, it's just going to continue to make a man miserable. As a man, you have to learn every aspect of a woman, whether you're stuck in a relationship or whether you're out of a relationship, because the more you learn about a woman, the less emotional you are to a woman. And believe it or not, you'll decide if you're going to be happy by yourself or would you be happy having multiple women. Once you learn women, then you'll learn how to have multiple women and won't even have any problems. Now, a lot of people will be like, well, you're lacking something if you need more than one woman. Let me tell you something. Women go through so many mood swings that it's best not to be around the same woman every single day. It's not. Whether you're married or not, most marriages are going to last from a guy who has to constantly go out of town and work. Most husbands that go home to a wife every day are miserable. The husbands that are traveling for work and barely around the wife, those relationships last longer. So I feel as a single man, if you got more than one woman, it'll help contain the mindsets of every girl you deal with, because you're not around her that long, but you're constantly getting mental stimulation in different stories and not the same BS. When you're talking to the same woman every day, trust me, she's gonna create drama for no reason, and the misery's gonna start all over again. It's a forever ongoing cycle. And this is why women make men miserable. This is Anthony Spade. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hasta la vista.